Angel Reese and LSU made headlines after they beat Iowa in the national title game. Reese dominated in the game and showed her competitive spirit as she taunted Caitlin Clark as she got off the court. It was a controversial move that made headlines everywhere, but it's something I love to see because it shows the competitive nature she has and the passion she has for the game. Reese is a special player who is expected to be one of the top WNBA prospects come 2024. She also is a generational talent if you talk to her coach. This is the Angel Reese story. Angel Reese comes from a family of basketball players. Her brother Julian currently plays for Maryland, while both of her parents also played basketball collegiately. Angel is from Baltimore, Maryland, and grew up participating in ballet, swimming, and track along with basketball. Growing up, she played point guard and was inspired to play the game because of her parents. She modeled her game after her mother, who played at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and professionally in Luxembourg. She grew up going to her mother's games on Sundays and watched her play in a league. She also looked up to WNBA players like Ajaia Wilson and Tia Cooper. Angel played high school basketball at Powerhouse St. Francis Academy, where after 2 growth spurts, she moved to the shooting guard position. There, she was a 4-year varsity basketball player. She led the Panthers to 3 consecutive Interscholastic Athletic Association of Maryland IAAM championships and was named the Baltimore Sun's Player of the Year twice. She was also a McDonald's All-American and a Jordan Brand Classic participant. She left St. Francis with the 2nd most career points in program history and had her number 10 jersey even retired by the school. As a freshman, she averaged 11.1 points and 11 rebounds per game, earning All-Metro First Team honors from the Baltimore Sun. Reese posted 20 points and 24 rebounds in a 56-55 overtime loss to Hamilton Heights Christian Academy at the high school national semifinals. In her sophomore season, Reese was an All-Metro First Team selection after averaging 17.6 points and 12.1 rebounds per game. As a junior, she averaged 22.6 points and 19.3 rebounds per game and was named All-Metro Player of the Year. In her senior season, she averaged 18.6 points, 10.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 2.5 blocks per game. She just put up insane numbers in high school, which led to her being named a 5-star recruit for the class of 2020 and the number 2 player overall in the country according to ESPN. She was one of the most sought-after players in the country, receiving offers from likes of South Carolina, Syracuse, USC, Tennessee, and Maryland. She ultimately chose to stay close to home, committing to Maryland in November of 2019, wanting to play with a post player like Shakira Austin. She also wanted to play for Coach Brenda Reese and win a national title for the Terrapins. She became the highest-rated recruit to ever commit to Maryland in program history. Coming in as one of the most heralded recruits in program history meant there was a lot of pressure on Reese at such a young age, and she struggled her freshman year. She played in only 15 games and averaged 9.3 points and 8.8 rebounds per game. She missed 12 weeks of the season with a fractured right foot that required surgery. She returned to action in late February of 2021 and helped the Terrapins win the Big Ten regular season title and tournament titles. She was also named to the Big Ten All-Freshman team. Angel Reese had a stellar sophomore year at Maryland, averaging 17.8 points, 10.6 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks per game, and was named an AP Third-Team All-American and a Naismith Defensive Player of the Year semifinalist. She was also a first-team All-Big Ten and All-Big Ten Defensive Team selection. She scored in double figures in 27 of the 32 games, including 14 games with 20 points or more. She led the team in scoring in 17 games and in rebounding in 26 games. She helped the Terrapins win the Big Ten regular season and tournament titles for the 2nd straight year in a row, but they fell short in the Sweet 16 to Stanford. 10 days after the loss to Stanford, Reese would decide to enter the transfer portal, looking to go to an SEC school because she thought that was where the best post players played in the country, which would allow her to prepare for the next level of basketball. She was viewed as the best player in the transfer portal at the time and took visits to South Carolina, Tennessee, and LSU along with 2 other SEC powerhouses. She ultimately chose to commit to LSU on May 6, 2022 because she trusted head coach Kim Mulkey and had a desire to be a part of a winning culture. Mulkey had spent 21 years at Baylor where she won 4 national titles, went to the Final Four 5 times, and won 12 conference titles. Mulkey wanted to finish her career in the state of Louisiana because that's where she was born and raised, and played while also starting her coaching career in the state as well. She also had some problems with the administration at Baylor who were not fulfilling promises of building a new basketball arena on campus. Reese fit the Mulkey system perfectly as a dominant scorer and rebounder. She was believed to be a potential game-changing and program-changing player. She also brought a big personality and a winning mentality to LSU. Angel Reese had an incredible junior year at LSU. She averaged 23 points per game, 15.4 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, and 1.8 steals and 1.6 blocks per game. She was named a unanimous first-team All-American by the AP, USBWA, WBCA, and ESPN. She was also the SEC Player of the Year, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, and the SEC Tournament MVP. She set SEC single-season records in rebounds with 554 and double-doubles with 32, and led the nation in both categories. She helped LSU win its first women's basketball national title in a record fashion, scoring 28 points and grabbing 18 rebounds in a 102-85 win over Iowa in the championship game. She was named the NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player after averaging 25.8 points and 16.8 rebounds in 6 games. Reese capped that all off with one of the more controversial moments of the tournament. She was criticized for making a taunting gesture at Caitlin Clark during the NCAA Championship game, waving her hands in front of her face and pointing to her ring finger. Some called her behavior classless and idiotic, while others defended her as being competitive and confident. Reese said she was just having fun and did not mean it in any disrespect to Clark or Iowa. She also pointed out that Clark had made the same gesture at her previous game, but did not receive the same backlash. While at first I did not like the gesture, the more and more I thought about it, I loved it. Clark was the talk of the tournament and everybody wrote LSU off. Reese went out and balled out, and that gesture showed the fire she had for the game. It showed how much the game mattered to her. For those who did not like that, remember the fire and trash talk you would do during games when you were an athlete. Angel Reese is 20 years old. Let me repeat that, a 20-year-old who just accomplished her dream of winning a national title. Then you talk about Clark's response to it all, and you understand how competitive the game was throughout. Caitlin Clark's response to Angel Reese's gesture was mostly positive and respectful. She said she did not see the gesture at the time and did not think Reese should be criticized for it at all. She said she was just a competitive player who showed her emotions and had nothing but respect for Reese and LSU. She also pointed out that she had made the same gesture in the previous game and did not receive the same backlash. Clark said that trash talking was a part of basketball and it made the game more fun and exciting. Angel Reese's 2023 expectations are very high after her sensational junior year at LSU. She is widely considered one of the best players in women's college basketball and the favorite to win the Naismith Award and the Wooden Award. She is also expected to lead LSU to another national title run under coach Kim Mulkey, who has praised Reese as a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Reese is also projected to be the #1 overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, if she decides to declare after her senior season. She is also one of the most marketable athletes in the name, image, and likeness space, with an estimated annual earnings of $876,000 and a social media following of 2.4 million. It is awesome to see the direction women's basketball is going with players like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and Paige Buckner all returning next season. Then toss in the fact that you can never count out the powerhouses like South Carolina, and you can expect the season is going to be super exciting. The women's national title game had almost 10 million viewers, which is insane to think about. I'm excited to see what Angel Reese and LSU are able to do next year, and what women's college basketball can do beyond this year. What do you think? Who is the best player in women's college basketball right now? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos right here. I could not be more thankful for y'all. You guys make this all possible for me, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.